you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Tyann, and today we are going to be doing a full face of Sephora. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but lately Sephora has had a lot of products that have been going viral. I mean viral, like sold out all the time. So we gotta see what the tea is so we can know like what's good and what's overhyped. So literally, with the exception of 2 products, your girl did a haul. Okay, we have all new products in here. It's lit. And I definitely would have done eyes and brows too, but I could only get so much. I'm always a baddie on a budget, so we're just going to do complexion and lips today. So starting off with the Mattify Refine Primer. This is supposed to control shine for up to 10 hours. It does contain witch hazel and white tea extracts. Before we get into the base, if anybody was wondering what's on the eyes, this is the Dark Fantasy palette. I will have it on my socials, but back to the face. So this primer has a really nice texture. Feels like it's going to be really lightweight, and I'm just using like a dime size pump. Feels very like velvety and smooth. Smells like cinnamon oatmeal. It smells really good to me, but it's subtle. It's not like super sweet to where you're going to get a headache, but it's definitely scented. So if that's something that you don't like, I would skip on this primer. Okay, and literally a minute later, it's completely dried down. You know, some primers you have to sit for a bit before you go in with your base because they take a while to set in. This one only took literally a minute, and it's so smooth, like it feels almost velvety. So I'm liking that. And to correct my discoloration, I'm gonna go in with some corrector, blend it out. And I do apologize about the lighting too. I feel like whenever I'm scheduled to go to work, that's when it's super light and nice outside. And on my days off, when I have time to film, that's when it's dark and gloomy. Like every single time. Can y'all believe this was supposed to be a subtle eye look? I was like, just put a little bit of green in the crease with a dash of shimmer. Onto the foundation. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation, and this has a lot of really good reviews, like a lot. All of these products, I looked at the reviews before I purchased them, and they all had like decent reviews. Supposed to be a medium buildable coverage for the look of naturally perfected skin. I also picked up the shade 34.5N and applied it with the flat shader brush and then blend it out with a foundation brush. But I just want you to see the swatch. So that's how it looks. So it doesn't look like my shade at all, but somehow whenever I blend this foundation out, before I even put on my bronzer and other products, it just like, I don't know, somehow it looks good. We're just gonna go ahead and blend. Also, the first time I swatched this with my hands, I was really impressed with the texture of this. It's kind of like the primer too, meaning it has that like velvety soft texture to it. Really nice texture. I really like it. It also dries down pretty nicely too. It's not a foundation that dries down super fast. It dries down faster than a satin foundation would, and I would say that this is like a matte satin finish, but it's a very comfortable lightweight finish. It's definitely true to being medium coverage, but I do like extra coverage, so that's why I'm using a flat shader brush first to apply it. And I do have to mention that it's not an initial review. I wore this foundation actually yesterday, so I already formed my opinions and thoughts on it. And I like to do that because I feel like initial reviews, you can feel one way about a product, but after the camera is off and you keep using it, you could feel another way later on. And based off the finish of this product, I would definitely say this is the type of foundation you want to prep your skin prior to using, especially if you have drier skin, because like I said, it's definitely on the matte side. I know that. Alright, next we're gonna go in with the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. This is a full coverage multi-use concealer with a natural finish, and it's supposed to be long wear and anti-pollution. And can I just say that I really appreciate the packaging of these products too. It's got some weight to it, so it feels very expensive even though it's only worth $15, I believe. But for the concealer, I picked out the shade 25N. I did get a highlight shade versus like a natural shade because I do like a highlighted look. concealer is pigmented, y'all. Alright, so I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see the under eye area and how it's looking. It's very smooth, filling it out really nicely, and I'm getting a lot of nice coverage. But I do want you to see that it's doing something right here on my nose. It's kind of breaking up a little bit, and I think that was because I was moving my beauty blender around a lot. But also I'm noticing when I wore this foundation yesterday, I prepped my skin and it was very moisturized. Today I did use, I think I used salicylic acid. The way the foundation looks on my skin, it doesn't look bad, but it looks a lot matter than it did yesterday. So I say that to say that skin prep for this foundation is going to determine the type of finish that you have. Moving on to the Sephora translucent setting powder. This, you guys, I almost skipped. Let me tell you why. I went to the store, I swatched it on the back of my hand. It was giving ashy, and I was like, no, this is not gonna work for me. But then I saw an influencer that has very dark skin use this, and it literally melted into her skin. Like, melted. So let me just show you. Let's get into it. That's how it looks. It looks very light and bright, but don't let that throw you off. I'm using the powder puff. I just use this to set my face, like all over, but I'm gonna start under the eyes because I always start there first. And I want you to see how that just blurred the pores. Look at that. I literally put like a decent amount on under the eyes and it just melted into the skin flawlessly. So I'm gonna put the powder on one side of the face so that you can see the finish versus before the powder. This is the powder side, this is the non-powder side. Hopefully you can see what I'm seeing, because if I'm being honest, the powder is one of my favorite things from this collection, and that's a shame that I almost slept on it. If I did not see the video that I saw of the influencer trying this powder on with very deep skin, I would not have purchased this. But a little bit goes a long way. But if you decide to go ham and like go in, it'll still look flawless. Like, it'll still look nice. That's what I like about it. This formula is doing something for me, like really. Moving on to the Trio Contour Palette. This is how the packaging looks, and it contains a contour, bronze, and highlight shade. One thing that's not new to me from Sephora are the powders, the foundation powder and the micro smooth powder. I've been using them for at least 3 to 4 years, and I can say that they are pigmented. They are top-notch, high-quality powder. Sephora just does powders really well. I already knew, like before I got this, that it would be the same formula as their foundation powder, which I already knew was good. But let's get into bronzer. So this is the bronzer shade in the middle. They don't have names, it's just called bronze. The thing you need to know about Sephora's powder products is that you definitely need to tread lightly. Slightest tap will give you the most pigment. So whenever I'm using their powders, I always tap the excess off, and then I'll even like tap on the back of my hand too, because that's how pigmented their powders are. I prefer to build their powders up versus just going all in, because they will stick to the skin, if that makes any sense. And I don't say that to say that they're hard to blend. They definitely blend easily, but anything with extra pigment, you just want to build up versus going all in. This is the bronze side. This is before. As you can see, it's a beautiful shade. I'm pretty sure I got the deep shade. Like, this is the deepest. I'll double check on the website if I'm wrong, but if this is the deepest, they can definitely go deeper. Now I'm going to be taking the contour shade, and I'm literally using the lightest tap. That's it. Tap, 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 tap. The highlighter, on the other hand, I'm gonna swatch it for you. I'm not gonna put this on my face. To me, this is more like a satin pressed powder, like satin. I don't know what. It's not a highlighter though. It's not highlighting me. I'm not putting this on my face. This is the only thing that I give like a 0. I'll give it a 1 since it exists, but no. And honestly, I'm not even gonna be like that shady about the formula, because the thing is, I feel like this could actually be used as like a bronzer for a very fair to light shade complexion person, like a glowy bronzer. So I'm not even gonna knock the formula, it's just not giving what it needs to give for me. Contoured the nose a little bit with the same contour powder. Now I'm gonna be using the Matte Perfection Powder Foundation in the shade 36 Golden Fawn. This is how it looks. This is going to be used as like a highlight shade for me. Let me put y'all on, because this powder as a highlight shade, it's giving pigment, it's blurring. But I'm only doing one side so you can see the difference. The highlight and the brightness that it gives to the complexion is just flawless. This is the most slept on powder for this technique, like I'm telling you. The powders, if you get anything from the Sephora collection, it's the powders. Sometimes I'm just speechless. Like, if I go like this, I don't even know what to say. I'm just speechless because it's that good. And I love it because it's not cakey. It's not adding on any texture to my skin. If anything, it's smoothing it out. And it's just like highlighting me really, really nicely. The tone is really nice too. It's got a bit of yellow in it for my caramel girlies, my chocolate girlies. This is just perfect. For me, it's warm enough to where I can place it under my contour and it'll highlight it without looking ashy. I love that because a lot of powders are too full tone to put below the jaw. Like when you're black, there's all types of hacks you gotta do because we're always two-tone, usually most of the time. If you do this technique and you go a little bit overboard, the Sephora, put the name here, it's Summer Skin, okay? This powder here, no matter how much you put of this on your skin, it will always look smooth, it will always look blurred, almost like a satin finish. It's very skin-like no matter how much you put on. Micro Smooth, that's the name, Micro Smooth. She's that girl. Y'all know the blushes have been going viral. If you didn't know, yes, they have been going viral. I have a few shades, so I'll just show them to you individually. I kind of went a little ham on the blushes because I'm a blush maniac. I love blush. This one is Date Night. And I know it looks intimidating, it looks very, very pink, but I promise you, let me just swatch them. I promise you, like when it's swatched, it doesn't look that crazy. It looks actually really soft. Someone of lighter complexion can use this, but I feel like medium deep and anything deeper, this is a beautiful pink, like beautiful. Okay, this next shade is called Flared It Up. This is the one that definitely went viral because Kylie Jenner's makeup artist uses this on her. This is like a peachy, pinky, corally kind of shade. It's so pretty. Definitely worth the hype. I'm not doing like super fancy swatches right now. I just want you guys to see the tones. And then this peachy shade here is called Love Child. This is one of my favorites. See, the thing is, it looks super light, right? But look how it swatches. I feel like it swatches deeper on the skin than it looks in the pan, and I love that, but it's still like a true peachy color. If you have a deeper complexion than me, this will actually make a really nice transition blush. So you put your deeper shade here and then blend it out with this, and it'll give you like the most beautiful gradient look. And then last but not least, I have Peach Blossom. This is one of the duo blushes, so it's like 2 in 1. This is like another peachy orangey shade, and I'll swatch them together because that's how I use it anyways. But so pretty. See, this one is like more orange base, whereas this one is like a true peach. But yes, they're very, very beautiful, very pigmented, very smooth on the skin. But I'm thinking for my blush today, I'm going to use this one with the eye. But you see how it looks like super light in the pan, and then once I put it on, it's perfect. Love that for me. Love that for us black girls. Love it to the lips because I had to get some lippies. So I actually got 3 shades. shade is called number 54. It's like a reddish brown. This is number 32. It's a really pretty nude. Number 68. Okay, I'm gonna do some swatches for these lippies, and then we're gonna do a lip combo. So I'm gonna do the brown shade first. Super pigmented. These swipe really nicely, so I only have to like do one swipe to get like a really nice opaque finish. So that's 54. And then number 68. And that this pink lip with this blush, match made in heaven, chef's kiss. But this shade is so pretty. I love me a nice pink, and I actually got these two to pair together because I love me an ombre pink lip with some brown lip liner. It's just a vibe. And then number 32 is the most beautiful nude. It's like a really nice neutral shade. And because this is a matte lip, I am going to prep my lips with a little bit of gloss. I'm gonna line my lips with the brown shade. Okay, so the lip combo is fire. Now all we have left to do is the setting spray. See, TikTok will make you buy everything, okay? It makes me buy everything. Somebody put like shadow on the back of their hand, and then they used this setting spray, sprayed it on the back of their hand, and then did the swipe test, and the shadow was not moving. So we're gonna see what the setting spray is about, because I'm telling you, that video alone made me buy it. Like, it's so much stuff. I just need to stay off of social media, honestly. Hopefully it's a fine mist. I can't stand when setting sprays have like a harsh spray and you just get soaked. Okay, it's a pretty nice mist. It's not like the MAC Fix Plus, that's for sure. It smells like popcorn, butter. It is 2:48, it's almost 3, so I'm going to check back in around 9 to 10 and show you guys what the foundation is looking like and how it lasts. So I'm back at 11:03, and this is how the foundation is looking now. I do have severely oily skin, so it is normal for my skin to look like this. The only area that I had problem with the foundation breaking up was around the nose. But when I wore this foundation the day prior, it definitely lasted and I didn't have this issue. So skin prep once again is going to determine how the foundation wears. This foundation is definitely very lightweight and a nice foundation for every day. As far as longevity for the other products, as you can see, my lip stain is still on. I did have lunch and I had water too, and it did not move. My blush is still showing too, so definitely recommend the blushes. But you guys, do not sleep on the Sephora collection because they have some great products to offer. If you do purchase anything from this collection, I definitely recommend the blushes, the lip stains, and all of the complexion powder products. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.